people crashed, but I mean, I think the front were already like 6-7 seconds ahead by that time, so I doubt I would have catched them without safety car. So
yeah, but still, I think good call then. What were would you have been able to stretch those hards to the end of the race, or were they like completely gone when you pitted?
Oof, I don't think so. Based on I did one race before the actual league, so I don't think they would have held up. I think it was from like 5th lap or 6th lap. It would have been incredibly tough. I mean,
yeah. Okay, I get that. Because we were like RG was on the hards 20 seconds ahead or something, and a few laps before the end he pitted. But yeah, I think it's just 25 laps is a bit too much on those, isn't it?
I think it was from our point of view, it was a fantastic race. I mean, watching the Racing Points and the Renaults go at it, and even Estimats was in the mix. So yeah, from an outside point of view looking in, it was absolutely fantastic to watch.
Yeah, it really was.
So hopefully we can see more of that for the remaining races this season.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Congratulations, and I'll see you next week on the podium.
Yeah. Good night, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Goodbye.
So yeah, Waris, what a race that was, eh? Just to our listeners joining back into part 2 of this broadcast, we had a bit of a disruption with the power to our commentary box. So yeah, if you're watching this, it's obviously the later part of the interviews that Waris was conducting, so our apologies. But the qualifying and race, absolutely electric, Waris. I really enjoyed that. Absolutely fantastic battling all the way through. I hope we get more of that, mate.
I've got no words. I was like, I think 2-3 laps when RG was also still in. I couldn't have told who was going to win by that point. Anyone, because you never know what's going to happen on the last lap. If someone makes a dive bomb, if someone spins, or you know. So with a bit of chaos, I think everyone could have won there.
Yeah, I mean, RG on the 3 laps to the end with that tussle they had.
Yeah, real shame. Oof. Real shame.
I mean, it'd be nice to see what would have happened at the end of the race, but this is racing. It happens, and like we said before, that's just racing. I don't think anyone's really to fault there. It was just hard racing. That's what racing's all about sometimes. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, going forward, mate, that's Racing Points are storming away. I mean, I can't see them losing the constructors at all. But the drivers, again, it's Lozak. I think he's going to be the clear winner this season. I know we've still got a lot of races to go. We've got Italy next, so Monza. And like we've already said in the hot laps, Monza, it's all about setup, a quicker setup. There's only eight corners to that circuit technically. You've got first chicane, first curve, Curva Grande.
I think it's just let's say 4 or 5 corner combinations you gotta get together for one good lap.
Yeah.
And if you can manage to do that, if you cut the first chicane right, you will probably have a good exit as well, which is 2 corners already. Same with the second chicane and also with the Lesmos. So I think it's just 4 or 5 corner combinations you have to combine.
Yeah, totally.
And
but
it's still tricky because you've got not too much downforce on the car. The car is not too balanced. You have to be on the edge if you want to make the difference. So, and there's a lot of overtaking possibilities, which could make it exciting.
Yeah, but I mean, the two corners for me, the first chicane and of course the Ascari. If you go too quick into Ascari and you take that curb on the right hand side, the second part of Ascari, and you're on worn tyres, you see people spin there. You see a lot of people spin there, and I think even Parabolica, coming around Parabolica, if you go too hot or too slow into that scrubs off massive amounts of tenths. So let's call it three main corners. First chicane, Ascari, and Parabolica. That's where it's going to be won and lost.
Now you must not count out the second chicane, because I find that once I start pushing, suddenly in qualifying, maybe one of the the most
Yeah,
difficult
you might be
because
right.
you gotta keep it tight on the first one to go over the curb on the second. But if you take that curb too much, your car will be launched in the air. If you take it too less, you will be also get unbalanced and you get into the gravel.
Yeah.
So that's also something you really have to be. You can also take it a little bit more cautious, and you will probably get through it better. But that will cost you 2-3 tenths. So if you want to win it, you really gotta be on it every corner.
Yeah.
And you gotta make sure you've got that track printed in your head, because that's the most important thing, that you know how to take every corner and to know how to brake, because it's just 1 or 2 meters later braking can cost you already the corner and your qualifying lap and possibly the race.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, definitely. I mean, is it Curva Grande where you come round that right hand side and you got the gravel trap on the left, in between the 2 rights? Is it? I'm trying to think of the names now.
No, that's no. You've got Lesmo 1.
Yeah,
Then you've got the gravel trap to the left and Lesmo
that's
2.
it. Yeah.
The
So
the
Lesmo's.
twin corners.
I mean,
Yeah,
have you
those
been
are
to
also
have you been to Monza
in real life.
in real life?
No, unfortunately not. I'm planning to go next year, I believe.
Mate, it
So,
is electric. I didn't go for the Formula 1. It was for the Le Mans Enduro series. So yeah, that was it's like €14 for the weekend. It was brilliant. But yeah, love the track. But I'm not a fan of it in F1. I just think it's I'm gonna stay on the fence, because I think some of the Monza races have been exciting, and I think some of them have been a snooze fest. But it's not one of my most exciting tracks. But let's see what we can do on the hot laps, mate. Let's see what we can uncover there. But yeah, I mean, it's definite one stop in it. So yeah, I think we may have lost Waris there. Yeah, I think Waris might have had a technical issue as well. So, right, guys, what I'll do is I will leave it there. That has been an absolute fantastic race. Sorry about the interruptions with the technical issues there. Sincere apologies, but these things do happen. But yeah, so join us next week for Hot Laps with Waris, and then we're bringing you the main feature race at 8 o'clock, which is Monza. Guys, do go back onto our website on YouTube. Check out all this week's racing. You've had the Formula 1 No Assists, which is on a Monday night. You've also got the Tuesdays, which is the Realistic Performance League. And then obviously on a Wednesday, you've got the Formula 2 and the Formula 3 happening side by side. What can I say, guys? Absolute fantastic race. Let's hope we can see more racing like that from now to the end of the season. I'm Energy Dan. We had Waris joining me as well. So yeah, guys, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.